going on, everybody? This is Chuck from the ITXP, and this is the gaming edition. You probably don't know, I've been a gamer for most of my life, starting with the Atari console system, and then Nintendo, and then the PlayStations, and then the Xboxes, and computer gaming throughout the whole ordeal. But I've been a gamer, and once I got married and had kids, it kind of faded off. A typical, adulting type thing for all you young kids. But I wanted to get back into gaming, and the pandemic really helped me with that. Prior to the pandemic, I purchased my first gaming laptop. Again, I needed something mobile. I was commuting a lot to work. I had a high-speed connection on my phone. It worked well enough. Sometimes I didn't do that. I played Civilization again. I was a big fan of Civilization, so I started playing Civilization, really those offline games. And then I found online games, Red Dead Redemption 2. I started playing that and found that really appealing. Assassin's Creed. I moved from the Xbox onto the PC. I found that to be very, very fun, but time consuming. Then Stadia came out, Google Stadia, and I was a big fan of Google Stadia. If you've seen any of my previous discussions around it, either on TikTok or wherever, I was a big fan of Stadia. I bought the controller. I bought some games on there. Look where that is now. I'm getting my refunds finally. I also bought Amazon Luna. Didn't really fall in love with that at all. I didn't appreciate the subscription that they offered. I did it for I think 2 months. There wasn't enough there to keep me on the platform. And then here comes Xbox. Xbox comes along and said, hey, we have this cloud gaming platform. Why not just use that? So I signed up for the Xbox Ultimate Pass. So I get everything under the sun that they offer for one low price. So I got back into gaming. But somewhere along into the pandemic, I was like, I need more. I need something that will be quick and easy to play. Well, quick to play, not easy. Quick to play, that will grab my attention and make me want to come back for more. Now, there was this one game that was very popular, and I actually started looking at it back in 2019. I think maybe 2018, 2019, because my kids were kind of sort of interested in what it was. So I said, well, let me download it on your phone, on your tablet. They had a Fire HD at the time. Didn't support it, so I had my iPad. I was like, all right, here you go. Let's put it on my iPad so you could check it out, because their friends were playing. The boys were all talking about it. So they wanted to know what it was. I downloaded it, and right off the bat, I was turned off, because the only way I can get out of that, at least on a mobile edition, was to pay. Now, I could have been doing something completely wrong. Looking back, maybe I was. But you had to pay, and it was something like $9 or something like that. And it didn't make sense to me. I was like, sorry, kids, you have to pay. There's no way we're going to pay for this game. Fast forward to August of last year. I had just downloaded PUBG, maybe a few months earlier. Really enjoyed that game. Just found the mechanics a little bit more challenging to my taste. I was still on the controller. And I said, you know what? Everybody's talking about this game. Let me play this game. And the game I downloaded was Fortnite. Believe it or not. So I jumped into Chapter 2, Season 7, towards the tail end of Season 7. I think 2 weeks before the end of Season 7. And I was hooked. I really enjoyed it. Because first and foremost, I can at least play for about 15 to 20 minutes. Or in those early days, not consistently. But I knew that if I improved enough, that I can jump in a game, be at my computer for 20 minutes to half an hour, and then be done, right? Fast forward a year later, I'm playing longer than I had thought originally. But I put all the other games aside because, again, as much as I love Valhalla, it just takes way too long. Red Dead Redemption, done, right? I just can't even do it more. It takes, Jesus, I think it took 5 hours just to get through the first part of the game before I can actually have anything saved. I'm being facetious, but it felt like that to me. PUBG I still play, but it doesn't engage me as much as Fortnite. Apex Legends I play as well, but you need to have a squad or a partner. I'm a solo. I fly solo. A lot of these games I play while people are working. So it's one of those things where I found Fortnite because the ability to play solo, the ability to just jump in a game in the battle royale, get shot up quickly, or just try to survive as long as you can. The quests that they offer, I find really appealing to me because I'm a big RPG fan back in the day, and I enjoy doing quests. So I find that appealing to me. Some people don't, but that's fine. Your mileage may vary, but for me, I found that this is what is keeping me in Fortnite. Now, I want to move into my actual gameplay. Now, this I didn't start recording. Actually, I did record previously on my other laptop, but that laptop died, and I never backed up anything. My fault. But you can see here, this was my first keyboard and mouse foray into gaming. And right away, I walked right into the shot. And if you know anything about me, I always complain about my eyes. I couldn't see shit in the darkness. So I got shot up real quick. Here's another gameplay of me just trying to... maybe an echo, it's because my other audio's up. Just trying to say, okay, let me shoot this guy. I have good enough range. I have some cover here. Let me try shooting this guy. I sucked. Again, I tried to use some cover, but I just had no mechanics at the time of learning how to shoot. Here, I was using some features within the game to mark people and leverage the sniping. Again, trying to leverage different aspects of the game so I can improve. And this is all about improving my skills. They are there to show that this was, I think, February of this year. So probably 2 months into Chapter 3. Learning the game, actually putting more time into the game. And the reason being is because I found that if I learned how to play better, and here you'll see me get sniped quickly because I didn't leverage my protection good enough, so I got shot. I figured if I learned, I would improve, and improved allowed me to elevate my gameplay. Here, I snuck up on somebody. I heard them. Again, third partying is the concept of somebody coming towards you when you're shooting or fighting another person. You're going to get third party, right? Somebody's going to come up and get you. Here, I was hiding because, again, sometimes the better part of the game is not always killing people, although that's fun. It's really surviving and outlasting most of the folks in the lobby. So here you'll see I had a good opportunity to shoot somebody, and I sucked because my shooting skills sucked, right? And here you'll find me sneaking up on somebody. I had the opportunity here, but because I didn't have the good mechanics on how to play this game, I just sucked. I just sucked really badly. But I think for the most part, overall, for me, Fortnite is something that I will continue to play. Now, this is probably 7 days left before the close of Chapter 3. Now, for those that have never heard of Fortnite or whatever, there's different chapters in the game, and within each game there's seasons. Chapter 1, I think, went all the way to Season X, which is Season 10, but it's really Season X. Chapter 2 went up to Season 8, and now Chapter 3 is closing out with Season 4. So we're going to have Chapter 4, Season 1, starting in December, hopefully on my birthday, which is a couple days after the chapter event, end of chapter event, on the 4th of December of 2022. But there's a story in there. I think from my perspective, it's okay, the storyline. I really am not sold on the lore of Fortnite. You do these events here, and this is me jumping to my death because I forgot that if you jump from a certain angle, you'll die. You'll take a lot of damage, I should say. But for me, the lore of Fortnite isn't what sold me. It's really the mechanics or the gameplay, in where you have these abilities to leverage different weapons, whether they be sniper rifles, whether they be shotguns, automatic weapons, pistols, rocket launchers, these grenades, these impulse weapons which allow you to move around the map, these launch pads, a bunch of different things that allow you to move around the map fairly well. There's also ways to recover your health, whether they be slurp kegs, which you see here in my screen right here. Oops, sorry, right here it was a slurp keg. Then there's also med kits and things like that. So typical items that you find in a battle royale type game. But the one differentiating point about Fortnite was that the biggest draw to that was people using the building mechanics. Now you'll see here, I didn't leverage any building mechanics because I sucked at it. I was horrible at it. You see, I have materials in here that I could have used to build a structure, but I was horrible at it, especially on a keyboard and mouse, because I have the dexterity to actually build something compelling, right? And this is where you get into a little bit more of the advanced topics around keyboard binding and mappings and things like that, which I'm not going to get into right now. But it was something that never appealed to me. Yes, it was a detractor in playing some of those arena games. I never played competitively, but I played in some of the arena games, which is more of the I'm going to say competitive in quotes because you build points. But if you look at how you build points, if you survive the longest and things like that, you accumulate points. So I don't want to say it's really too competitive, but let's say it's non-casual players in the arena space, people that are actually trying. So if you play in those areas, you'll see the building mechanics just exploding, and it was a deterrent to me. Excuse me, because it didn't meet my expectations of what type of game I wanted to play. So I would go back to PUBG because PUBG, they didn't have the building mechanics and things like that. But I was like, PUBG does not engage me as much as Fortnite because of the various skins. Like I said, the various features within the game that just kept me interested. And that's the key. A game needs to keep you interested. And you'll hear a lot of shit about people talking about Fortnite. Oh, Fortnite's dying and things like that because there's other games out there. Apex Legends, I think, visually stunning game. I have a RTX 2060 in my computer now, and I'm playing. And when I play Apex on that, it's just beautiful. It's like you're in a comic book. I loved it, but it was hard to learn. There's a big learning curve in Apex Legends. There's a big learning curve in PUBG. I don't play Valorant. I don't play any of those other games. It's really those three games I focused on: PUBG, Apex Legends, and Fortnite. Fortnite being the primary. And I even tell my kids, and my kids laugh at me like, "Why the hell are you playing Fortnite?" There's kids playing that game. I was like, "No, they don't. There's adults playing this game, right? There's older people, older than me, playing this game." But what I wanted to show here is that as you get to play this game, Fortnite, you will improve. Now there are certain things, and I'll get into other aspects of this when I further develop this series. But there are certain things that can help you improve your game. But time in is really key. Really, that's the key in getting better, and it's key to getting better in anything, right? If you think about it, if you listen to some of the other episodes that I talk about, or even the WGU episode, right? You put the time in to what you want to do, and you'll learn. You'll get better at it. And that's what Fortnite is, right? It's just putting time in to getting better, to learning the game mechanics, to learning what sort of loadout you have. And loadout, I mean, is by what weapons you hold in your arsenal here, and the health and how you regain health and things like that. And you'll see here I'm using some of those rocket launchers. I could have built some structures to protect me from this person, but again, I wasn't that good at building. But one thing that really kept me in this game, and I think is actually bringing people back, is the fact that you don't have to build anymore. There is a no build mode in Fortnite now. And this is amazing because that's the game that I've played since I started. I rarely build, and sometimes even when I did, and unfortunately I don't have those videos, which pissed me off. When I did, it was just it was comedic at best because these people would just box you out. I'm like, where the hell am I? And again, it was my first time playing, and it could be off-putting. But if you've been hesitant to playing Fortnite and you're thinking about doing something, you're playing Valorant or something like that, and you want to see what the hype is about Fortnite, wait till Chapter 4. Jump into the Chapter 4 event. It's going to be brand new, and you may like it. You may enjoy it. What I'm trying to do is get good at it. And actually, one of my goals is to see if I can create an over 40 esports league, right? And here's my first win, one of my first wins, right? I was able to shoot somebody, but I think what I want to do is I want to focus on seeing if I can get into the competitive space in the no build, no build, because there's no way I'm going to compete against these kids in the build mode, because these kids, if you watch some of these tournaments or even these competitions, you'll see that they are really good, and I'm not going to put any time and effort into learning that. But I think there is an appetite for us older folks, those over 40, to get into something like this. There has to be, right? There is a genre, there is a niche here where I think if I dig deep enough, I can find people that will be good enough to play in Fortnite. Now, most of these folks in the competition leagues, right? They're young, under 30, let's say. There are a few over 30, but most of them are under 30. Most of them are under 20, if you really think about it. But I think if I start an over 40 esports league, that's probably going to be something that will blow up because we have the disposable income. Well, most of us do, right? We would have the disposable income to put into something like this to learn the mechanics of playing a game like Fortnite or Apex or whatever. A lot of people my age are playing Call of Duty. Again, I could play that too, but I don't like teaming up with people. I just don't, because I want to play when I play. I don't want to. Oh, are you joining now? Oh, listen, I can't do that. I just can't. It's not in me, because it's just not something that appeals to me. It's not something that appeals to me. I don't find I jumped into a duos mode by accident because I became friends with some people in some of the creative modes. I think one of the death runs I helped somebody out, so they asked to be my friend and said sure, why not, I don't give a shit, right? But then they did a party with me on Fortnite. I have no idea what that fucking means. I'm guessing it's squatting up. But then they dropped out, right? So then it left me in the duos mode, which I forgot to change. And I jumped into a duos game, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Here we go. So I jumped into a duos game. The guy had his microphone on. I'm like, I gotta get my microphone set up. You know, it's a lot of work for me to get this going because I have my system set up for work, right? I really don't want to talk to anybody on the game, so I usually have all that turned off. But I was like, all right, let me try this. So I configured. I was like, hey, can you hear me now? So we started talking. And the first game we're done right off the bat. 1, 2, 3, we're done. And I said, you know what? We had a bad shake. It was my first time playing duos. Let's get started again. And he's like, all right, let's do this. So the second time, he always landed by this point of interest POI over here called Rocky Reels, which is a popular spot for folks to just land and shoot everybody. So we landed there. He has his reality sapling tree, right, which is essentially a feature in Fortnite in this season, where you can actually the past 2 seasons where you can plant the tree and it grows different weapons, and the level of weapon increases as the matches progress, right? So if you the colors correspond to the power of the weapon. I'm going to use that term. They're probably more proper terms, but I'm going to call it the efficacy, the effectiveness of the weapon, the power of the weapon, right? You have the gray, the green, the blue, the purple, the gold, and then the mythic, which is the most powerful weapon, right? So it goes in that order, in ascending order, right? Gray, green, blue, purple, gold, and then the mythic. So these reality saplings, come and they start off with blue, then they go with purple, and then they go with gold, and then you get your mythic. So this gentleman, he decided to land where he wanted to land, to get his weapon. So we landed in Rocky Reels, and it was a firestorm at that point in time. And I wish I recorded it because it was fun, right? So there, remember, the battle royale starts at 100 people, teams of two, so 50 teams. So we get in there. He grabs his weapons. I grab some weapons from another place. We meet up back at Rocky Reels, and it's just all hell breaks loose. At the end of that hell, I had wound up killing 6 people. He had wound up killing 4 people. So we did, we killed 5 teams. It's like, this is pretty good. So we start moving around, knocking people out left and right. I died. He resurrected me, which is common to other battle royales. He died. I resurrected him, which is probably the first time I ever did that because I never played it with anybody apart from my kids. I did forget to mention I played with my kids once or twice. But they, we did pretty good. We wound up placing 8th in that match. And unfortunately, I couldn't play longer because I had a meeting, right? And that's one of the reasons why I typically play solo, because I just jump in between meetings or when I'm in a meeting sometimes, right? Just to play, because it's something to get my mind off of things. Sometimes things are at work are very stressful, so I just jump in a game. It de-stresses me, believe it or not. Some people, it will make you stressful if you're that type of person that gets angered at getting shot out early or things like that. You got to take a look at yourself and see why you get angry like that. But for me, it's actually a stress reliever, and I find that it's fun to play. So check out Fortnite. I'm going to continue these series, probably show some of the other recordings that I had, walk through some of the mechanics, and hopefully, as you see, I've been improving over the course of time. And I want to do this up until the release of the new season, which should be next week. But check out my TikTok, the underscore IT underscore XP. I talk about sports betting on that one, because that's what I do too, right? But this is the gaming edition. I'm going to continue doing this until I get back into the other IT stuff or technology stuff. I did have one recorded, but I screwed up OBS, and the first half of it was it was no audio. It would just see me going like this and that and nothing. I'm an idiot. Look, I don't have the necessary skills to be a good blogger or YouTuber or whatever you want to call it, right? I do it when I do it, and I do it when I can. If you enjoy it, great. If you don't, okay. But at some point, you're going to get some insights of information from me that may be helpful. So check it out. I'll talk to you all later.